Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers View. Today with me, Pika Shades.
Hey.
And this is our grand finale, so far anyway, of our Crisis coverage. At least the main Crisis event coverage. Eventually, Pika and I will go over other DC events, I'm sure. But as far as a story that's considered a crisis, this is the last one until the next one eventually comes up in a few years.
Yeah.
Dark
Crisis. Something. Yeah, not to mention this one game at the time when I had started to got the idea to do comparison stuff.
Right.
I remember I opened up my Yale Earth 2 and Crisis on 2 Earth video by talking about this.
Yep, but yeah, Dark Crisis, later known as Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth. And I will get this out of the way and say, this actually felt like a send-off of a trilogy. If you go with Crisis on Infinite Earth, Infinite Crisis, this one does feel like a good send-off of a trilogy. Yeah, would you agree with that?
Yeah, probably. If the final Crisis was turned into a Crisis story.
Yeah.
And then if we also take out metals were their own thing.
Yep, an anti-crisis. But it's so fun. It's funny when you see about it. The first one ended the Infinite Earth. The second one brought back a limited multiverse. This one brings back the Infinite Earth.
Yeah.
Also, given who else is involved, but we'll get to who the threat is. But we're going to start off first with one of the two preludes. The Justice League 75, Deaths of the Justice League, which, let's be honest, we all knew they weren't dead. Everyone knew.
Yeah. The worst kept secret of death of insert a character here.
Well, to be fair, even when you see the story, technically though, Ollie does die. He only came back because of a fluke. Oh yeah, I still love this story. I gotta get someone to go over this one.
Okay.
Jurassic League. Have you read that yet?
I think I skimmed through a few issues, then dropped out.
Okay, I do love them doing that type of cover. But yeah, Earth Zero, the skies above Kondak. Who dares? Everyone gets transported. I mean, even with Superman, we find out this happened right after Warworld. Like he's barely been back on Earth for long before it has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's been transported. Hold on, pretty bird. Ollie, what are you? Come on, after everything we've been through, where you go, I go. Not sure if grabbing me mid-teleport like that was the wisest move, Oliver. Oliver? And you two, the couple, where are we? You know our names, right? I was patrolling my homeland of Kondak when something pulled me into this darkness. Green Arrow and I are just as much in the dark as you, Black Adam, but we're not alone. So we see everyone out, and then all of this takes place after Justice League Incarnate. So Thomas Wayne, I believe, is dead again. If I recall,
sent back to the reset Flashpoint timeline. So
yep,
it's a shame because they missed out reunion between father and son.
Yeah. Look like you've been through hell, my old friend. Please, Red. Well, I love that moment because they met. Remember Captain Karen and Superman long ago?
Yeah.
Superman, I called the Justice League to the House of Heroes because the multiverse is in grave danger. I thought Justice League Incarnate would be enough, but we failed. I'm sorry that I took you from your lives without warning. I had hoped to call for more of you. Yeah, but of the House of Heroes still heals. So Dr. Multiverse and I brought who we could. Calvin, what is going on? I thought Barry was with you. I should have come to you, Kal-El, the moment this all started. There is so much to tell you, but time is not on our side. I'm sorry to report that Barry Allen, your world's Flash, is trapped in a twisted reality. That Darkseid has been enslaved by the great darkness. An ancient evil that has been awakened. It's created an army of unbelievable destructive force. Just know, in all my travels, I have never known fear like this. And now the great darkness moves to possess the space between our worlds, the bleed. And if we don't do something now, its nothingness will overtake everything. The great darkness, my father died trying to stop it before. It's the living embodiment of annihilation. If it's awake again, this is more dangerous than anything any of us have ever faced. We've already fought the Great Darkness and defeated. Referencing Super Justice League versus Legion. Like, you don't just fight the Great Darkness. It's and forever present, not good nor evil. The most you can hope for is for it to rest, but it's always there. The hands that shaped our universe warned me that saving the multiverse would come with a cost. The Spectre and I searched for that cost, but instead we found hope. The Spectre is dead. What?
Yeah, kind of. If you think about that.
They think they eventually came back. Yeah.
Yeah, the Spectre we got actually. I think I remember. It was after Scott Snyder's run on Justice League ended at the when the metal started to happen, and there was the other guy who came after him,
right?
Probably Vendetta or someone else, and then there were one of the story arcs. It included Spectre and Jim Corrigan. I remember even talking about it with someone on a comment section that they could have done that thing that they did at the end during Infinite Crisis of letting Corrigan again be retired and put Chris.
Well, apparently they've now recently said it's Crispin Allen again.
Okay, they just didn't do it then, they just did it later.
Yeah.
It's like a late Oscar nomination award.
Yeah. But yeah, basically everything's going crazy. And now they end up in the dead multiverse, the Earth Multiverse 2. Like, I thought this was all gone. It was swallowed by the darkness. I saw it happen, forced to watch over and over again. Punishment for my sin, helpless to stop the destruction of so many lives. My antimatter chamber started the Great Crisis, and now I will use it to correct my mistake. And that's him. He was the one who trapped Barry. Pariah, I remember you. Your world was the first one to fall to the antimatter. You were a scientist, cursed to go from one catastrophic event to another, which is why I am here now, the site of another great disaster. I know what it's like to lose your world, Pariah, but this great darkness, it's using you. We want to help, Pariah. Please, help. Lies! The great darkness only wants peace. You and your heroes are what woke it with your wars. For the true multiverse to be reborn, your world must die. The great darkness has showed me the way. It said you try to stop us, so it gave me my dark army. Just look at this. Neron, Ares, Necron, Doomsday, Darkseid, Eclipso, the Hand. That is a terrifying army, isn't it?
Yeah, big leveled villains who are just reduced into enforcers.
The Upside Down Man.
Huh?
The Upside Down Man from Justice League Dark. Right there.
Yeah.
That
Kind of obscurely.
Well, he was relevant at that time. Like Justice League, you know what to do for the multiverse. What you see now is just a taste of the great darkness. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Pariah's full of shit. He doesn't know he's full of shit. The great darkness
about knowing and believing and knowing things. That's the difference.
The great darkness is not the big villain, not per se. In fact, it's not even being evil here. It's been corrupted by Pariah's own angst. We'll get to more of that later. Once I finish my work, the great darkness and its army will be free. And finally, I and the multiverse will know peace again. Black Canary, and let them deal with the army. And what are we going to do? We can't let Pariah turn that machine. Last time he did, it destroyed his whole world. No telling what it will. And easier said than done, Batman. Okay, I do like this, how in this whole chapter in the story being that they just got plucked out and then just thrown right into the frying pan.
Kind of, yeah. Actually, now that I have been rewatching the Dragon Ball now since Akira Toriyama's passing, and I'm going to Super now, and Pariah is pretty much trying to go Zamasu.
Yep, pretty much. And again, this is intentionally at a slanted angle. You're right, Aquaman. They are not themselves. Darkseid is not some brute fighter. And if this were truly the God of War, this fight would be very different. Is this really them or shadows of them? And they're all possessed by the great darkness, but Pariah is spreading that control and power to sin. That the great darkness will bring an end to everything, Superman. Once we are free, the darkness will wield these creatures' full power. New God, face the power of the old God. My chain, this war is already over, Black Adam. The Justice League cannot win. Your only chance of survival is to... Too late! He actually tried to warn them! This is too much. We need backup. I'm all the backup you'll ever need. I'm bringing the Godstorm! Yeah, playing off of what Jeffrey Sword had done.
Oh.
It's working, John. They can't handle my light. Your light is at the pinnacle of its power, Green Lantern, but the dark has no limit. My army is larger than you can even grasp, thanks to Darkseid, the quintessence. But that means once I was the spirit of vengeance, but I have been shown the truth. Now I am the spirit of darkness. The Spectre. No, John. Die, brightest night. I'm nearly complete. My suffering will find an end. You've done it. You're done in more ways than one, Pariah. Damn! The shadow demons won't let anyone get close to Pariah's chamber. Watch and learn, back. Cover me, Canary. Ollie, what are you doing? What I always do. Saving the damn day. What have you done? His dark army is weakening. The darkness retreats. They're trapped and they're trapped here. Aren't you all glad I came? Now let's shut this down and go home. I'll make chili. Ollie! I can still fix this. This isn't over. Yes, it is. And Dr. Multiverse, get Green Arrow and the rest of our team to the Hall of Justice. You don't understand. Pariah's more dangerous than you've only delayed the inevitable. I had hoped all your talk of heroic sacrifice for the greater good was more than just words. But instead, you will be mourned. Now, the fact I do like how they repeat the what happened to Barry.
No, that's
Daniel St. Pierre's artwork is incredible, isn't it? It's like it is the opposite of Greg Capullo as far as it's more detailed oriented, less toony looking, but still has that Perez-y feel.
Kind of. It was, but there's something that the modern coloring that just takes away from it, and the charm of it being colored by hand. It's
true. I wanted to bring peace to the multiverse to make amends for my sins. You will die for your sins, murderer. Like I survived the deaths of infinite Earths. You think a punch from a false god could hurt me? What I do now is for the best. You'll see. You'll be happy. Shazam! So yeah, he survived. Where's the Justice League? No one's answering their comms. Everyone's heading on over there. And then Black Adam shows up. The Justice League are dead. Like, how is that for a good prelude?
Well, unless you counted how it was built up with the Justice League Incarnate and other ways, it kind of felt like, and
it still worked though on its own though. If you think about it, Incarnate set some things up, but you didn't need everything from Incarnate.
Yeah, kind of. But then there's also the kind of it also kind of feels dated with the way how Black Adam is prompted up, because this was in 2022 when the Black Adam movie was coming out.
I know, but I think it still works here to a degree given his use in Bendis's run. It does. So it does.
Also pretty much because of the movie was also coming out.
I don't know if that was why Bendis used him. I think Bendis chose him just because.
Sounds too coincidental.
Perhaps. But yeah, we're seeing Nightwing handling stuff with him and John just meeting up, trying to talk about all this. Like, and the Justice League is dead. I know, Superman, but you need to slow down. Why are you not freaking out? What if they're really gone? You know your dad died years before, before years ago. That's what my mom said. Gotham PD. So in other words, they've accepted that either they're gone and we will mourn now, or because he's bringing up about Bruce coming back.
Joo. Okei, good homage to Mike WBR.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Oh.
But basically, yeah, like he has face. And I do like that. People don't always come back, do they? No. Yeah, Alfred's still dead.
Yeah, at this point, the only way Alfred could be brought back is another reboot.
Agreed, unfortunately. It's been too long, unfortunately. Damn you, Didio. I love this also. He brings 2 beef Borneos with ketchup. What do you think? This is my dad's favorite. Yeah, it's disgusting, but I figure you need some comfort food. I do like Williamson's handle on deck, being this just cool, calm, collected. Well, what do you think about that? About him being handled this way?
It is kind of
fitting.
Yeah, kind of fitting on his part.
Okay, we got stuff here with Jeremy Adams setting up stuff with the Flashes. I miss Jeremy Adams on Flash. Oh, we got stuff with again, just all this stuff just showing the league handling stuff, because remember, Hal did not go, it was John who got taken off the board, not Hal.
Yeah.
Oh, we then see what's up with Pariah and everything. I think this is meant to be Pariah, what led to Pariah snapping.
Going through worlds as they are, then going away.
Well, but he's seeing visions of what happened.
Yeah, kind of reliving some worlds that are not here anymore.
It's similar yet different to what happened to Alexander and Superboy Prime when you think about it. And also, again, you got to keep in mind that, I guess what to be his loved one. Like, there's no universe in which Pariah's family still lives. But why couldn't we? Build your machine again, Mosa. Bring us back. You have such power. You could do anything. Power? The Monitor had power. The Owens, the controllers, Darkseid has power. My mighty gift was being pulled into a world at the moment of its destruction. And then another and another. Every time I open my eyes, the world ends. Even now, after all these years, I know it's not real. Not anymore. But it's what I've seen. I'm sorry, Sandra. This multiverse may be a false one, but you and the children have no place in it. And I will not burn down creation again. Don't tell me we have no place here. You abandoned us for your precious work, even while we were living. Your work doomed us. Now you say your work can't save us? I will not accept that! Build the machine, Pariah. Put things right. So basically, this is the Great Darkness reacting to what he's doing. Because basically, we find out, it's made clear, he's been stuck in the Great Darkness somehow. My guess is, after Alexander killed him in Infinite Crisis, he somehow fell there.
So...
And thus, he's been in there. And basically,
between then and now.
Yeah. Okay, so... Here's what I'm thinking. Now, this is not made very perfectly clear, but here's what I believe is going on. The Great Darkness is above all things. It's kind of like, it's similar to how, when Barry said he created the Speed Force, but the Speed Force was created both in the future, present, and the past. You remember that?
Yeah, omnipresent.
Yeah. I think the Great Darkness, when Pariah corrupted it, it started setting out its influence across time and space. So it was also causing things to happen even in the past. For example, it later made clear that Pariah and that the Great Darkness influence is what caused Perpetua to go down her path, even way back when.
Yeah, it could be in the sense of securing its own existence at the point where it is created.
Well, yeah, but again, remember this though. It is, and the Great Darkness is just a force. It's neither good nor evil. But all this stuff from Pariah has been tainting it, corrupting it, making it become something it's not. But this is then when he wakes up again and is like, yes, Pariah, now do you see? The multiverse is in danger, and this time only you can save it. So, but again, this is The Great Darkness, he's hearing the voice of it. This is not what the Great Darkness is truly saying to him. The Great Darkness is not talking to him. This is all in his head. Oh, we have yep. We just have all this stuff with the other heroes, Stephanie Brown to stop him and all of them. And then they're getting invited in to join up with the other villains, playing off of what was going on in Deathstroke Inc. But we don't need that.
That series led into this.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to get the specific one-shots I'm going to go over, which will be Deadly Green, and Dark Army and Big Bang. Those are the only ones I'm grabbing. I am not going to do the Worlds Without a Justice League. We do not need those.
Oh.
Fun as they were, many of them were, we don't need them.
Oh.
So after Dark Crisis number 4 is when I go to Deadly Green. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this was just a let's just get started. And now back to Dark Crisis number 1 as we get the main event. As I gotta say, great cover. Now, guys, what do you think about Deathstroke being the representative of the villains in this story? I'll be honest, it makes sense.
Yeah, considering how his characterization has been written up to this point, it would probably, if you see that it organically went here.
And to be honest, though, he's a better choice than Lex and the others who have their egos. Deathstroke doesn't have as much of an ego by comparison.
Yeah, Deathstroke actually was someone who lived by a code. And but in the end, it actually led him to a man with nothing to lose. So,
especially after losing Jericho again. Not Jericho, the son he didn't know he had until then. The clone, whatever.
Yeah, clone actually is a different thing because with Grant and Joseph, you could actually say that there were sons that he actually regretted not having spent enough time with them and having forced them to end like they did. Rose could have probably been something to him for him to try to be better, but being who he was, that didn't end up very well.
Yep. Even though we operate in the dark, it all started with a light. After my parents died, my whole world had gone dark, and I felt so lost. But when I took an oath to carry on my parents' memory and the legacy Batman had created, from that light, I watched our world grow. And okay, I gotta say, I do like opening up with the funeral for the Justice League. Let's look at all these things, all this legacy and everything. The Justice League and legacy will live on. Again, I do like how Nightwing's picking up the slack and everything. It makes sense.
Yeah, and then it goes to the next generation after them.
Yeah, exactly. Which causes again? Cobra! What he said. I faced Cobra before, but they were never this brazen. Yeah, we have all the Cobra doing all this attack. We got vampires going, like all these doomsday cults just coming out of the woodwork because they're all ordered from Deathstroke to do this.
Yeah, good thing that Deathstroke actually paid enough respects to not do any attacks during the funeral. So let there be a moment to mourn, and after that, okay, now let's go. Exactly.
Now Hal's showing up. And yeah, we get a summary of what happened with the Dark Army and everything. And yeah, he's just summarizing it all that happened. Like, that's the guy you trust, Wally? I mean, Hal. My father vouched for Black Adam, wanted him on the Justice League Green Lantern. We checked his story as best we could. But then the attacks started happening. It didn't matter if we believed it or not. That guy has tried to kill us how many times? Ollie, Dinah, Clark, Diana. We're just taking his word that they're gone. Who all did you ask to look into this insane story? Right, there is no sign of the Great Darkness or the Justice League on any plane. We ran a bunch of tests. Nothing. I'm sorry. DEO agents are coming up empty. You know I couldn't tell you if I knew anything, kid. But I don't know. But I don't know anything. So yeah, they actually did check around. But yeah, I do like how Hal find is like, nope, don't buy it. Don't believe it.
Yeah, it's the what would you your own hunch on you and what you believe, and then being something of a gaslight that into believing something else. That's what he probably sees it as gaslighting.
Exactly. I do like also with Wally here. I know what it's like to be in someone's shadow, John. You had to find your own way to shine. So he decides to make a new Justice League. So we see Yara.
Yara.
I would say Yara again. Oh, yeah. I've been hearing that too much because of the Rippaverse stuff.
Just Yara.
Yara. But yeah, John shows up. They meet up and everything. And he decides to offer her to join his Justice League. But nope, doesn't work out. Why? Because she has her own thing going on.
And
good even goes to
showing up or showing the character exists.
Yep, and meeting up with what was his name?
Jace Fox.
Jace Fox. And similar thing, offers and nope. The last Batman, the team was anyone died. I'm putting together a team now. Dr. Light joining in. I like that. Yes, no, really, little bit
Why
here.
would you even ask, Harley?
I support you, but John, my father is not dead. I don't mind a second chance. I don't know. I just got back. You know it, dude. We're going with Wally. Sorry, John. Country before multiverse. Of course, given how he ends up working with Waller at the end. Like the attacks are destroying people and drawing people's homes. I'm here. Heck yeah! I can't after, I should have been there. Are you sure you want to Are you sure you want to trust Black Adam and bros before superheroes? But yeah, everyone feels like no more Hero, Justice League of Death. The Justice League died for a reason. They died for us. Oh boy. The death is meaningless. The end is near.
Yeah, because would that person be expecting that when they are dead?
Yeah, none of them.
I'm surprised that there's no civilian as who have made a poll on who dies next and when do they come back.
True. Like none of them know. They didn't see what I saw. The horror. It should have been me, Adriana. Then I could be with you again. Black Adam, who are you talking to? Never use that super hearing on me, boy. I'm sorry, but but you should still be in the infirmary. So yeah, and then they showed off a new Justice League. So Supergirl actually did agree. And he totally finds them like, well, listen, like, how old are you? Excuse me? Like, what? Okay, that I never understood. She's a mother.
Kimio is old enough to have how old children again?
I think 8 or 10-ish and 7-ish.
Okay, that would make.
But either way, she's a grown woman.
Yeah.
But again, compared to Black Adam, though.
Well, Black Adam is his own case. Then again, if you how well would his wisdom count if he had been depending on the version actually? How did he spend the millennia he was exiled, or in sleep, or imprisoned, or vastning his own wisdom, or
I forget. But all I know, I completely forget which version it was here. But he then says this one was stabbing you in the back, talking about Killer Frost. This one was unstable and will also stab you in the back. Hey, he's right, but hey, the fish is a maybe. Do you really need 2 blue beetles? And the rest are good heroes. I gotta say, John's choice is not a bad one. I mean, aside from Harley.
Yeah, Harley is an automatic.
But let's be honest, though, this is not a bad team.
Yeah, no, they have an Aquaman. They have Aquaman. Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle actually can be like the support team and the attack and the field team. We got
2 superheroes, 2 super family members.
Yeah, Dr. Light has also has her wisdom. Damien also works with what he knows. Well, they have the
Killer
Aquaman
Frost
stand in,
again. Killer
and
Frost has
Harley
proven
is
herself.
pretty much a mascot.
She's a mascot. Like I said, Killer Frost has proven herself before to be a good hero.
Yeah.
At least the Caitlin Snow version.
Yo.
But Black Adam being a complete dick, there is no Justice League. The world needs capable protectors, not children. You're trying to run.
What's the status with Justice Society at this point?
Gone. Still gone. Still unaccounted for. They haven't come back until the recent stuff.
Okay. Because Black Adam did have his past work with the Justice Society.
Right. Now we see all the stuff with the Titans doing great. They reference the Red X stuff, but it's not involved, thankfully. But then they get attacked by all the villains going after the Titans, of course.
Oh.
And I gotta say, this is a bigger villain team up when you see that even Villains United.
And they're all going as an organized attack there.
Yep. Oh, and Beast Boy getting shot.
How long did it take for him to grow his eye back?
It took until Titans #1. Yeah. Like, we're not going to destroy the Titans Tower, Garfield. We'll let it stand as a bloody warning to anyone who tries to pick up the torch and put on a costume. As we think, Pariah is just rebuilding up his machine again, trying to rebuilding up worlds in Multiverse 2. Yes. Oh, yes, you're right. A dying world. Parents shut down an alley. The list of heroes created within darkness is endless. Why can't they see that so much good in this world has come from death? But the Justice League wasn't enough. We need more heroes from Earth Zero. Look at them. Believing Black Adam. So full of hope. But hope is the greatest force in the multiverse, isn't it? And we will turn into a weapon. Once the skies turn red, we will be brought to Earth Zero. And I will use the death of the Justice League to destroy the multiverse. So basically the way he sees it is, they're still holding on to hope because, Black Adam told them that. They don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, this was great. The fact they did this to celebrate his birthday and then use it as a tribute.
Oh.
They knew. It's so obvious they knew. And the fact they had Todd McFarlane come back for this to do Trigun. I love that, don't you?
Yeah, it's great. It has the feeling of the original art from the 80s and 90s. The coloring is the only thing that actually makes it stand out on it being a new thing and more modern.
Yep, yeah, Jim Lee did the monitors, Alex Ross. The fact that Alex Ross's stuff actually doesn't stand out that much, that's surprising.
Yeah, it's probably the coloring with how well it manages to blend in.
In a good way, though. Like, normally, and look, or Adam Hughes. Look at Adam Hughes here. It doesn't stand out that badly.
No.
Oh, look, they've included the Earth 2 versions of Power Girl and Huntress.
The New 52 Earth 2 version.
Yeah. But yep. Now I will say this. One thing I wanted to say about this event is this plays out very differently than other Crisis events. It's more grounded. Would you agree with this? It's a more grounded event by comparison.
Kind of, yeah, because it doesn't very much take itself out of the world it's happening in, and the other worlds are not shown much. Technically, Infinite Crisis also stood mostly on a new Earth at the time, and this is also something that more still stays in Earth Zero.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, look at this. After Perez. Because, yeah, he's basing it off of those two panels. I understand your anger. I do. But you have to understand, my home is a distant memory. I was so wrapped up in my experiments, my hunger, my ego led to my world being erased, turned into nothing. So yeah, explains about all that. A second chance to restore not only the life that I lost, but the infinite Earths. To bring it all back, Earth Zero must die. Yes, the Justice League sacrifice only delayed the inevitable. Now, okay, I gotta ask you this. Would you say Pariah is a smarter genius than Alexander was? I think he is.
If we take him having witnessed what Alexander did and learning from his mistakes, then I'd say yes.
Yeah, and you gotta always remember this: the fact that he was the first one to actually come up with an idea of making a antimatter chamber to study the multiverse, which would have prevented, which was intentionally meant to prevent the usual destructive backlash. People forget that is a brilliant idea. Most people just look at it with a view camera, which causes the feedback to hit them. Whereas him doing it in that chamber kept it contained. It was only the fact that the antimatter was able to utilize it then. But it wasn't the usual.
Right, it's right or wrong.
What? Yeah. A new crisis is coming. Then the gift the monitor gave me will teleport us to Earth Zero. And what? So basically, he's trying to cause a crisis so he can be transported there. Clever.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they're trying. The Adam Glass Titan. They're trying to help. I know. But what are you doing? We don't take the fight to them. They're going to kill us. Are you nuts? Did you see how many are here? We need to hide. No, and we need to get Nightwing to safety before we die. It's okay, Batgirl. No one's going to die. Oh, that's a different Bat. Oh, is that Misfit? I can't tell if that's supposed to be Misfit or not. Oh, no. He's just mistaking her for Batgirl.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Probably. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Then again, that's supposed to be Misfit, then wasn't Misfit also
No. Misfit hasn't been brought back. Misfit hasn't been brought back since Flashpoint happened. But I do like how Dick's like, no one messes with my students. Look at you, so worked up, Nightwing. Coming to save the day. You already lost, boy. This is your next generation. How disappointing. One sneak attack and they crumble. You've all needed a good spanking for a long time. So I brought along some friends. And it ain't just here. The Justice League is dead, right? No, my secret society is targeting heroes all over the world. The Justice League is dead, right? Need to make sure that no one tries to step up and fill their spot. The Titan that stopped you before, Slade, will do it again. Tell that to Beast Boy. I've always wondered about young Garfield. He's a shapeshifter, right? No telling if he has human organs or not. And it was always questionable if he had a brain in his head. So I tested my theory. Bullet right to the face. He'll live, but I think this one is going to scar. Bastard! If you really wanted to kill us all, you'd have done it by now. You're playing games. Today we prove a point. Sure, I could kill every single person here, but no one would care. But you, Richard, the prodigal son, the chosen one, they'd care. For old time's sake, boss, what are you doing? This wasn't what you... Make sure everyone watches. Oh!
Okay.
But he still wins. Stay down.
It pretty much goes to the point of, yeah, he can have a win, but what then?
Right.
They didn't even agree. They didn't even do anything. That you win, we
now, who do we go for next now? Yeah, like you were saying, like that, like who's up for round 2? Come on, Nightwing. If this is the end of the Titans, who would you pick to go around with all Deathstroke? If you kill me, you'll let everyone go. You were always the trophy, Grayson. Why would I waste my time with anyone else? Then just get it over with, you all ferp! Well, look who's my new favorite Robin. But then John shows up. You missed. You got your dad's timing, buddy. This is what I get for stopping by to say hi. This looks like a job for Superman. That's my line. I fit. Corey, get the kid out.
Okay, what is it?
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it's Superman. Yeah, it's that way. No one else says it, but Superman says when it shows up.
Yeah.
Or sets out.
Right. But yeah, get everyone out of here. Call Oracle and tell her that we need major backup now. Like, you think I wasn't ready for the Super Son to show up? Uh-oh, Cyborg Superman!
Okay, and so it's gonna...
Yep, he just tossed like, you're not my father, neither are you. but I get it. I pretend to be Superman once too. Shut up! Okay, that is a good choice to mock him with that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
not there yet. I'm not there yet. Actually, I'm
he keeps on having imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember your mission: sow chaos, create a crisis, bring my dark army to you. Shut up! So Slade is still arguing about it. It's your lucky day, Richard. New order just came in. War, get the secret society out of here. But we could finish them. Just kill. Do it! This is just the beginning. It gets a lot harder from here. Spread the word. Legacy is dead. It's open season hero. Consider it a mercy killing, because any survivors will be turned over to the darkness. Oh, John, bring up a good fight, but it takes Cyborg to take him down. I'm sick of you giving cyborgs a bad name. Sorry about your school. Not the first time. Your dad would be proud of you, John. Woody? What are you doing? You are Deathstroke. I'm not dying over some costume. I was right. You're not ready to lead the Justice League, son of Kal-El. But I was wrong about you, Nightwing. Deathstroke may have led this attack, but the blame for this tragedy falls at your feet. Where were you, Black Adam? If you're so great, why don't you lead a new Justice League and go after Deathstroke? That is exactly my intent. Deathstroke's forces laid siege to my home as well. These attacks were worldwide. I have no choice but to agree with you. It is my burden to lead this team, but I will turn you into the protector you should have always been. Again, yes, it was playing off of the movie, but it also feels like it's taking the stuff Jeff Johns has always built up with him and bringing it up to a head.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, in an interesting way. Yeah, that's really what Williamson is playing off of. This is clearly Jeff Johns' Black Adam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Kyle, like Raider, we came to the rescue, but looks like you have it under control. Your friends usually try to shoot you when they first see you, Jordan. Hell, dude. Hi, who are you? Hi, Rainer. Meet Joel Mulligan. Heard about you right before everything went nuts. The best detective in the Corps, right? I've solved a few cases. Okay, Williamson's playing off of that again. At least he's keeping it to the core and not all time.
Yeah.
Because even in,
I haven't actually read much about Joe Mullen's version. I know that she exists.
Yeah,
but
and she is
the
a decent
stories that
detective.
she appears in are few and far between.
Yep, we find out the Flash that they've gone out running and everything, and we get a nice recap and all that. If this army took down the Justice League, we're going to need more than just the three of us. Oh, I know. That's why I brought backup. You ready to report for duty? Every time you see the League and the Green Lantern Corps show up, you know shit's going to really go down.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we come up with the turning point. The battle of the Emerald Army. Meanwhile, we have that going on.
Yeah.
The Justice League are dead. No one will save us. People are scared. It isn't just the Titans were attacked. It's that the Justice League didn't show up. After the Justice League died, it already felt like the end times. And now Deathstroke's army are on the hunt. Slade's warning is spreading that he'll kill anyone who tries to be a hero. Some are hanging up their capes. Others want to be with their family and friends. And even those who still have hope and feel guilty that they didn't do enough. Mr. Terrific said Garfield will live, but there's something wrong. They think the trauma from, oh yeah, look at this, from the Doom Patrol. Some think the trauma from the attack did more damage than the bullet did. I mean, that makes sense for them to leave the flowers. But yeah, Deathstroke wanted them to break their spirit.
And he succeeded in it.
Yep. And we see Nightwing with Roy, which people hated this bit. Like, we'll finally end. People hated that because they didn't want to be reminded of New 52 version.
Yeah.
Well, we get
Jason has that's not the costume he's currently wearing.
Right. They reference Dark Crisis, Young Justice. Boo, we're skipping that.
Don't bring it up.
But yeah, don't you mean Black Adam's team? All of your instincts are good. I'll give you that. You're not experienced enough. The dark army that killed the Justice League is still out there. You could be next. None of you are as heroic as those who have fallen before you. Bullshit for Dr. Light! She actually led an incarnation of the team! Granted, it was probably one of their worst incarnations.
Dr. Light is someone who some editors, this one editor should have called out, hey, this doesn't make sense for this character.
Well, at least for him to insult her. But yeah, but again, Williamson should know this. Especially with the upgrade they're going to give her during this story. But yeah, the Justice League shadows are so large that you are lost. Now, I do like legacy being a big part of this event, don't you? That is something important about this. This whole idea about legacy. That's why they call the Justice League. They have it be, this is what's happening when the world reacts. They're floundering.
In a way, that's true. It's a kind of shame that it was done like this. As a mini-series. There wasn't
that much build-up between the death and this.
Yeah.
I think they should have done a year after killing off the Justice League before this. I think they should have done that.
Yeah, 1 year later, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, something to show.
1 year later, when they start coming back, and then have a 52 kind of series that shows the year without the heroes.
But to be fair, also, I also get why it had to start right after their deaths. It's one of those things. If the story would have benefited from extra time, but you also get why they had to be immediate.
Yeah, because the villains, of course, wouldn't wait a year.
Exactly, and even then,
if open season begins, then everyone is going on to the fire sale.
Exactly. What the hell are you talking about, Black Adam? What did you do to Count Vertigo? What you need to learn, young Superman. And hold on. We should interrogate Vertigo. Perhaps he can tell us what the hell Slade is really planning. We don't need anyone to tell us Slade's plan. Now that Slade has control over the secret society, he's acting like a general. This is far from the first time Slade has manipulated others to carry out his attacks. And now he has a whole army. They are all tools for him. Oh boy! And they all start arguing about what to be done. Hang Count Vertigo's dead body in front of the Hall of Justice as a warning to Deathstroke and his ilk. You need to stop. I did not ask your permission, boy. Stop! Whoa! All we need is to slow down a minute and talk about our next move. Our next move is obvious. We make sure our families are protected. Knowing Slade, those will be his next move. I know I'm the new kid here, but is this all we do? Fight battles? Don't we save lives too? Help people? Once Hal and Wally find the Justice League are dead! You didn't see what I saw. So basically, Black Adam, he could have been a good choice, but he's not in the right mental state after what he saw.
No.
Again, he would have been a good choice if you asked me to at least help. Maybe not lead, but help.
Yeah, it's...
and Yara shows up. But because of his outrage, everyone leaves because they're done. Or at least to go
if no one is showing we're going that way with the whole thing, then everyone's just, okay, let's
go and help protect our families first.
Yeah.
But it's something I said. I thought you didn't. After what happened to the Titans, I want to help. To join your little Justice League. There is no Justice League. Dude, Black Adam's right. Pennyworth used to ramble all sort of idioms. He loved to say, it's always the darkest before the dawn. But I think we have not yet reached the darkness. And when we do, we won't be ready for it. How can you be so realistic? I can't believe you right now. We need hope. That's what a Justice League does. It gives hope. Maybe that's why they died. Sorry to interrupt, but if there's no Justice League here, this is when the society showed up.
Oh.
How about a society? We'd love to help if you young people don't mind some old-timers lending a hand. Hey, who are you calling old, Alan? These kids should have come to us from the start.
Yeah, it was right now when it was okay to use them.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, where they held back
because they were waiting for Jeff Johns. Get out! You must create a crisis. Get out of my damn head! Hey, boss, look what we found trying to sneak in. Leave us. You come to kill me, Ravager? See, I already thought you were dead. Sorry to disappoint you, daughter. If you were that sorry, you just end yourself. Adeline Wintergreen and Joseph have gone into hiding. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. You've always been broken, Slade, but all this is a new low. After everything we've seen, superheroes, supervillains, it's all a mistake. Is this because of Respawn? You barely knew him. When are you going to finally take responsibility for your own actions? Stop blaming others. That's exactly what I've been doing. The Justice League have died, and it was just a matter of time before one of those punks tried to pick up the torch, and I will be there to cut off the hand that reaches for it. But I want you here with me, Rose. You will be my legacy. Dad, what is wrong with you? I've become part of something stronger. The darkness speaks to me. Stay away from me! Boss! Perfect timing. Oh, I think I know how to start a crisis. No!
Joo.
Oh boy. Why bring the core here? Black Am said that Necron or something like Necron was with Pariah's Dark Army. Oh, they're at Sector 666 and they're trying to find out about Necron.
Yeah, Riot is where the Blackest Night started in.
Yep. I'd hoped it would be you. The fearless, like me. So basically they took him there. It turns out, okay, I like that idea. Necron saw Lantern taking him to the Multiverse 2. Makes sense. No one ever tried to touch it.
Yeah.
The heroes of Earth Zero are special. Each of you is a world unto yourself. So we can use that to rebuild the multiverse. Your home, Hal Jordan. Coast City was destroyed. And you remember the lengths you went to get it back? That wasn't me. But you still got it. And back, didn't you? With a wave of a hand. Soon a new crisis will pull me and my dark army to your world, where I could use the rest of the heroes there to restore what was lost. The great darkness would rather this all go away, a return to nothing, but I keep its power under my control. You sure it's not you? It's not controlling you, Hotshot? You dare suggest I cannot master the darkness? Damn right I do. I've only known two people to wear that armor you're wearing right now. I wouldn't call them friends. Oh, he means the Antimatter and Prime.
Yeah, I trying to make a sense of what he was wearing.
Yeah, your world is broken, Jordan. From this darkness will come a better multiverse. Kyle, Joe, keep the pressure on him. What are you doing? Let's see how far down the rabbit hole I can go. Shoot, never felt anything this powerful. Don't touch my world! As he goes into, we see what happens as he goes into John's Earth. Sector John Stewart. Sector what now? And when I see Black M deciding he's going to join up with the Secret Society. Now, how can they be this stupid? Or the Legion of Doom. Which obviously, I do like how Lex is forming his own smaller group.
Yeah, it makes also kind of some sense in having two separate villain groups.
But his is much weaker than the Secret Society. But I do, and Sinestro, of course, would join with Lex before Deathstroke. Let's be honest. Because one, I don't think Sinestro's against Legacy.
Yeah, no, because Sinestro would respect Legacy. He is a Legacy also in sense of Abin Sur was his mentor and he was Hal's mentor. So
even the Rogues respect Legacy. Both in themselves and the Flashes.
Yeah.
Black Manta, I don't think he'd give a damn.
Nah.
Scarecrow, meh. Probably more coming. He probably feel outclassed with the others.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil Adams retro. All this, the tribute. That was great.
Yeah, it was
And Tom King wrote this.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yep. And now this, I tell you about this is the turning point when they renamed it. But yeah, we see him on Earth, John Stewart, and then there's Barry. As we find out about how Wally had found him during the Flash tie-ins, how they were able to bust out of there. We see all the different worlds from the different, world without us issues.
Yeah, Superman is being that's a Kal-El version from Earth 2. Which
now, I gotta say, I like Tom King's one shot. It wasn't that bad. And it gives Clark a chance to actually have a life with John from his youth.
Yeah, but it have to be that kind of life.
True, but it was still better than no life at all.
that's like what did you the thing like choosing between one disease and
Right. True,
like
but
between a cancer and an STD.
how many times has Bruce regained, has memories of him having a whole life with his parents that end up going dark, but he still holds on to it because it was a life with his parents? It's happened so many times. But yeah, we see that with the society, just summarize about it all. And here's what I think. For years, we have tried to understand the order of the multiverse and the level of manipulation it has undergone by outside forces. After the defeat of the Batman Who Laughs and Perpetua, we saw it restored yet again, but it was unknown how much damage was done to time and space. After the Justice League died, we saw this. Dark energy on the edge that pulses and surges in a pattern that we haven't been able to identify, but I think it's connected to Deathstroke's attack. So yeah, we're getting some of that going on, and I do like this, how they're still trying to meet up with kids and everything.
That Steph is just letting everyone know who she is. Like, she doesn't have a secret identity at all.
I don't think she cares at that moment.
For if it's a cancer patient, then that it probably doesn't live long enough to tell anything.
Yeah. But I do like seeing all this stuff, even the society helping out. I do love the society helping out with all this. Mr. Terrific and Dr. Midnight said Beast Boy was struggling to recover, but you're feeling sorry for yourself isn't helping him or you. Hell, if we don't do anything, Beast Boy might not have a world to wake up to. God believes he was killed, Alan. That's why he's not waking up. The trauma of Deathstroke's attack was too much on everyone. One of my best friends thought he was dying. So, okay, that is actually interesting. He thinks he believes he was killed. That's why he's not waking up.
Yeah, I think my brother told me about a similar case that he had heard about at some point, where someone was not sure had done something, but probably taken something, and had a placebo effect that it was committing YouTube, so self-deletion. But in the middle of that, called the emergency people don't want to die yet, and it was kind of a placebo effect that someone thought want to be dying and didn't want to get regretful, called 911 in Finland and got the EMTs to come up. Yeah, but it was a placebo. He thought he was dying, and they just something similar. That's actually a real world equivalent that I could think of.
Exactly, but yeah. Like, I saw your mom and dad before once in Gotham. Oh, before you were born. They were amazing, fearless. Gotham's a rough town. Remember, he's from Gotham. People keep forgetting Alan is a Gotham hero.
Yeah.
But when your parents performed, they had everyone's eyes on them. Just like you have now, kid. You do it. Use your ring to lead them out of the darkness. Create a new Justice League or use the Justice Society to save the multiverse. You pick. They don't need a fancy title or team name. Justice League, Justice Society, they're all just titles. They have meaning, sure, but you don't need those to be a hero. Clark's and Boy gathered together some great folks. I look out there and I see heroes who have proven themselves time and time again, mixed with new faces who want to help. They want to show that they can carry the legacy of those who have fallen, but we need the one who did it first. Deathstroke beat us. His goal is to break our spirits, toy with the Titans. With me, it's going to take a lot more than some smiles and optimism to beat him this time. I don't think this is just Slade holding a grudge. Something darker is at work here. Why should we trust you, Black Adam? How do we know you're not working with that punk wannabe Justice League to set us up? The Justice League is dead. Maybe you should have been with them. Let him speak, Grodd. Black Adam has assured me that his time among the Justice League was just a minor flirtation. I can't believe Lex is falling for it.
Or he is just playing along to see
what happens.
And if the story cracks or.
Yep. Of course, Deathstroke is a concern, but our time with the totality, we observe the multiverse truths and lies. Yes, I was getting to that, Savage. Patrons or I'll bash your head in again. The idea of the Omniverse was false. It created an imbalance in our multiverse, which I believe Pariah has been manipulating. We need to, this goes to the idea. The Omniverse was empty. thus an imbalance. Yes, you have all the space, but nothing to do with it. It only had like a handful of Earths to fill the multiverse.
Joo.
Do nothing. Allow Slade to finish his mission. Kill all the heroes. The battle would be brutal and both sides would lose power. Then we swoop in and destroy the victors. Then we are in a weakened state. Of course, unfortunately, did you really think I wouldn't foresee this alliance? The darkness knows all. Instead of conspiring to die against me, do the smart thing for once and join us. Let's burn it all down together. Those chains, the Dark Army had them as well. Oh, screw this. The rogues don't join because they're all covered in the chains. The darkness spreads. The evil grows on Earth Zero. It's just a matter of time now. And here's the other thing. You realize without having a monitor, anti-monitor or whatever, yeah, there's a reason why he wants to create a crisis with just what villains are on the Earth, which that's going to take a lot to be considered a crisis.
Yeah.
I just realized that too when you think about this, right? It's like he needs to manipulate things, but the only way to manipulate it is to doing with what he have. And let's be honest, most of the villains there are not crisis worthy. Am I right?
Let me try to process that.
How many villains on Earth are crisis worthy on their own? None.
Yeah, no. When you think about them on their own, they just they need to be teamed up.
So yeah, they would have to be teamed up to do it. That's why he hasn't been pulled back yet, because it's not there yet. It's getting there. But yeah, we didn't see. They're now in Bruce's world.
Clockwork world.
Yep. As they're heading back, ever since I came back from Earth Omega. What? They never explained. Oh, I think that's meant to explain where he went during the final issue of Justice Society before Flashpoint. Because he went missing during that.
Yeah, that's the Mark Guggenheim, if
Guggenheim run, yeah. I think
those.
that's meant to be his explanation. He went to Earth Omega.
And got saved from the New 52 changes and be absent because of that.
Exactly. You're among friends. I do like this. Talking to a portrait of Zatanna. Oh, and Chimp, he's been getting himself drunk, of course. Oh, but then we have both Swamp Things. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. However, the great darkness is not a thing of good or evil. No one wants or needs. It just is. It has no desire to control anyone, no more than in the night sky or our own shadow. I've only been in this role a brief time, but it seems to be very unlikely for such a force would ever concern itself with the petty control of supervillains. I've faced it before. During the crisis with the antimatter, I made a baby who had grown into an adult in mere days. He told me the crisis would impact the spiritual dimension as well, and that I needed to stop the great darkness. Hold on. Oh, come on. I can't see what it says. After Babette, I guess. But instead, I convinced it to rest. Referencing the famous Alan Moore story. When I first introduced the Great Darkness. That's why the acts of this darkness are so weird. Against everything we saw, I'm not sure whether we're actually facing the Great Darkness or something that has corrupted it. But yeah, so like we're out of time. Oh, Lex versus Deathstroke. There was a surge of energy.
Skill and power versus
like
the power armor and
his drug. I love this. You're just a soldier. Like you've always lacked true vision, Slade. You're just a soldier, a hired gun, and now it's not really you pulling the trigger, is it? I know what happened to you, to your children, the Lazarus pits. People talk. Anyone can see you're being controlled. I've been through this before. Had my humanity stripped away by a greater power. Trust me when I say you will not get what you want. You know? Yes, and I promise you, I will help you. Oop! And he's taking, not again. And sure enough, it's happening. My new world created with the Justice League are starting a chain reaction. It was in the beginning, there was only one. a single black infinitude.
Oh.
No. Oh, it's so cold and dark for so long that even the burning light was impressible. But the light grew and the infinitude shuddered, and the darkness finally screamed, as much in pain as in relief. They're too unstable. Our multiverse can't hold them. For in that instance, a new multiverse was born. Infinite Earths reborn. Oh, losing Tim Sale. Boy, 2022, we lost a lot of great people.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna breeze through the Deadly Green because it is important.
Right.
Because basically we just see two sides going in. We got Ram V, Alex Pandal, and Dan Waters, two of which I love those writers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they meet up with everyone to go inside and find out what's going on with the Great Darkness. And throughout all this is when we're made clear about how, about it. And basically it speaks to Constantine. Let me get to that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Constantine's going down to the meet. Don't seem afraid, Constantine. Oh, I've had a share of darkness, guy. It all starts to look a little the same with time. Great or not, you are insolent. Yes, it's a character flaw, so I've been told.
Upside down, man.
Yep, upside down, man.
Oh.
Things appear bleak this time, don't they, John? All that humor bravado, you're only putting on a brave face. Things always look bleak. Isn't that your whole thing? Is it now? We sought out the great darkness, John Constantine, so speak. Why has the great darkness returned? Why now? No, you've got it all upside down, John. Have I really returned? Or have I been waiting for the light to go out and the show to begin? You're all good at gleaming in the brightness, but it is only in the dwindling that the truth you lie. So yeah, they're trying to find Pariah's machine. His original one that apparently got lost in the darkness when it was destroyed, when his world was destroyed.
Yeah, that one.
Oh boy! So John's losing himself. They're using Green Lantern, Alan Scott to get him there. Uh-huh. It is only in my presence that you are free to be who you really are, and we're seeing everyone's seeing all these visions. Like, do we really know if John Kent can live up to his father? Is Levi Kaminsky and Kami deserving of the trust his world puts in him? Asking all these questions. Oh, take it from me. The extremes are overrated. I've been around, I've seen things. And the best part of us and best parts of us have nothing to do with the truth. No, they lie in the middle, a messy middle, not day or night, but an afternoon glow or the dwindling twilight. And so is that it? This is all some kind of test? Here you are, a minuscule thing out of the dark, and still your vanity knows no end. I was here before everything. Do you know what that even means? The first star, an invisible twinkle from where you now stand, that was born into defiance of me, and yet it has long dwindled out of my memory. To stand in the face of timelessness and think you are being tested like a raft in a storm, thinking that an ocean exists to test its metal. The truth of the matter, John Constantine, is that my eternal existence is the canvas against which you play out your struggles. Without knowing where the edge lies, how could you possibly fathom the middle? You have opened my hand, seeking answers, and found it to be empty. It is your own hubris that has brought you here. The corruption, like me, was always at the heart of you. And as I have countless and instances of life that litters all time, I shall watch you undo it in glory, or I shall watch it be your undoing. Again, they're still dealing with John. Again, the fact you have all this stuff, but I'm just interested in this stuff, in the stuff with Constantine.
Oh.
But yeah, so this is, again, throughout all this is where they eventually figure out, like I said, about what's been going on with Pariah. And that basically makes their mindset that the darkness, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what's going on at all. But yeah, they eventually find his machine. And it's the fulcrum of all of this. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's Lucifer there, by the way.
Oh. And he has dark hair, probably because Tom Ellis.
Yeah. But yeah, so they show up there with the machine and everything. Like I said, that's where they've realized, like I said, all this is purely from Pariah. Nothing with the Great Darkness at all.
Mm.
And we get into issue 5.
Okay.
A League Reborn. So yeah, just as it was for the Dark Army 4, my power is too strong for no more words. So all the villains, that's what caused it to finally become a crisis. All the villains being corrupted by the Great Darkness. That would do it. And I think so long as some of the villains weren't joining in, it wasn't a crisis level event yet.
Yeah.
Once you had all the villains connected, then it was.
Yeah, that's when it hit the fan.
Hey, look, sideways.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in ages.
Yeah, something like sparingly used character.
One of Dandy Dio's better creations.
Mm.
Please tell me that was not zombies. It's worse, Sideways. A cosmic darkness has overtaken him. You saved me. Why? Your JL communicator was still on. You're lucky it was us that found you. If it were, say, the Legion of Doom, they would have left you for dead. What did you see? And see, Mr. Terrific, that you were right, Nightwing. My T-Spheres were able to get a quick scan of Darkstroke and his army. Slade is the key to everything. His forces not only attack heroes, but spread the darkness. And as that darkness grows, so too does the darkness in the multiverse. We're at the edge of a massive crisis. Oracle, put out a call and tell everyone to come to the Hall of Justice. Every hero you can reach, we need to be together. Wouldn't that make Deathstroke direct all of his forces towards us? If Deathstroke wants a fight, let's give it to him. 5 together. It's beautiful. The infinite Earth's return. Soon you will see all the plotting, all the violence. It was all worth it. All of it. Hey, if Hell and Barry are on the case, it's only a matter of time before they save the Justice League. Yeah, due for your ass kicking of infinite lifetimes, Pariah. Why do you resist? Why can't you see it my way? Oh, Great Darkness, I hear you. I hear your hate. I will keep my promise. Life will come from death, and the crisis will come. The Green Lanterns are right. The Justice League will reunite. I'm counting on it. Bruce, come on. So yeah, they're trying to deal with Batman there until they're finally trying to show him the real world, and it wakes him up. As more Earths return, the multiverse expands. Like an infection, dark energy spreads across like wildfire, closing in on us. But yeah, like our allies have answered the call. Some rejected it. That's Blue Beetle. That's Jaime. Well, a few put on, and there's Red Canary. Which more was done with her? I liked her, what they were building up with. We see some of the other Titans show up, and Beast Boy wakes up.
Yeah, good for him.
Looks like you got your first line of defense, kid. The JSA and I have total faith in you. And Nightwing, the Great Darkness is not controlling Pariah. Pariah's mind has corrupted it. We weren't able to find out how, but we were able to extract Pariah's original antimatter chamber. It was the machine Pariah built on his world that triggered the destruction of the original Infinite Earth. And then Damon's going to go and deal with an army. Dr. Light is coming with him. Like, I've got a plan going into Dark Army. But yeah, heroes, past, present, future. I warned you. You hide in this testament to your fallen Justice League. It's fitting this is where their legacy finally dies. That guy really loved to hear himself talk. Let's go shut him up. Remember, no matter what happens, Deathstroke is the target. Mr. Terrific thinks if we take him down, it will stop the spread of the darkness. Are you out of your mind? You march towards your death. Black Adam, we didn't save you so you could be the messenger of doom. Join us or get out of our way. You are a fool, son of Kal-El. That darkness will spread to each and every one of you. I have seen the horrors this darkness inflicts too many times. This battle is lost, and we will need God to come and to even come close to survival. What makes you think sidekicks will succeed where so many others have failed? The multiverse will not be saved by children. You are not the Justice League. We never were. We're the Titans. Titans together. Children, stop and trying to step in their parents' shoes again. How many times does this need to end in tragedy? Except for you, my daughter. Prove me wrong. Kill Nightwing. Oh, and there's Clark in that world. You can put the lasso away, Diana. We'll see. But yeah, he's become lucid. This is what basically then building off of like what we saw was Tom King. He then reveals, oh no, it's not all they thought. This place is only a prison for so far as our imagination let it. Pariah thought he could keep me happy by giving me a happily ever after with my family. He thought that would be enough. But it was still a world without the Justice League. I like that. Again, it makes Tom King's story better when you think about this.
In retroactive, it does.
Yep, if we focus on what is real.
Good homage also to the man who has everything, because with how Superman started to see flaws, and those flaws eventually ended up making the perfect world not become so perfect.
Exactly. Like our wish come together. And at last, my world will return. It's wrong. The infinite Earths are unstable. I'm losing power. I need more heroes. Green Lanterns. Let's see what kind of worlds you create. Yeah, you're done, Pariah. Stop this. No. Your machine and my machine needs your power for the infinite Earth. Hell, what are you doing here? Saving your green ass. Oliver, are you real? Save your teary reunion. This is far from over. I killed you. Your very existence is tied to these new worlds in your image. If these worlds die, you all will be erased. Oh boy. And then we're too late. Like, you feel it. My hopes have finally been answered. The crisis calls me. What happens next is on you, Justice League. As he finally comes to Earth. We need to get home now. What about what Pariah said? If you go home, will the Justice League be erased? I was right. We weren't enough. Today truly is the end. The true darkness is here. Fuck! Death to the DC universe. Not really, but. And then we got no, not that one. This one, the Dark Army one. This one I'm mostly going through because of what sets up with Dr. Light. And we see all of them putting up a big fight as they head on out there to get to deal with, get something to help. An army, whatever. We get Red Canary. Again, I liked her. I wish more was done with her.
That art actually makes Damian look older than he probably
It does. It does. We have Sideways there, and they're on Earth 53, one of the worlds that was brought up. It's an ape world.
Yeah, that's the one from at the end of Metal.
Yep. I love that. But yeah, so I like what they're doing with Dr. Light here. They're making, expanding her and finally giving her a much needed upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fighting their way through. Shadow demons are my specialty. Yep. Oh, gee, they become the giant one, which they did before, remember?
Yep. That's
people forget about that.
Yeah, I narrated about this.
Yeah, people forget about that. Oh, I love this, using the heat vision because that's from the solar energy.
Yeah, it's light.
Yep. Oh, I love that. Cut the chatter, new girl. We don't know what you don't know what you're talking about. You know she's probably older than you. If that meant anything, you'd be running this mission. Ha! He's true though. We were here before, and both here long ago during the first crisis. And on the Martyr satellite, or what's left of it. And there's Harbinger. All my systems were devoted to keeping the Stark Army locked out of the House of Heroes. They can't be allowed to breach the Orrery of Worlds, which is from Final Crisis. The Justice League Incarnate's been corrupted. But then Dr. Light goes into the Orrery of Worlds, the ultimate lightness, and this is where she finally realized what she was meant for.
This is the thing that the Monitor
truly wanted for her.
Yeah.
And now she finally comes out with a new suit and full power.
And how much is she used in this new form after this?
Not much. They haven't done anything with her after this yet.
And that's a shame.
But yeah, so they head on back. Well, hey, no one's done anything with Dr. Multiverse yet either. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Call out to the final cover of issue 12.
Yeah. I'll probably get to writing that in sometime in summer.
Yeah, Pariah's Dark Army is there. I'm basically saying it's there, so they have to go back through the Black Lantern again.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was endless. No sensation, no sound, no nothing. Hold on, let me. Yeah. Everything
kind of what I said in the 0 hour. Like, this saves time, but it's obviously cheap.
me up like erased because of my sins. Can you imagine what it was like to be alone in the dark with just your own thoughts for millions of years? But my salvation came in a voice. I understand you, Pariah. It stopped me from going insane. We can help each other. Life comes from the dark. So it tried to help him, but he misinterpreted it. Or it was his own crazy voice. The true multiverse is restored, but to secure my victory, Earth Zero must die so the infinite multiverse may live forever. But even now, I doubt if I'll ever escape that darkness I was lost in. Then why are you subjecting me to this same fate? You promised me the end of the legacy heroes, not the return of a bunch of worlds. Did you forget that the darkness still gives me power over you, Deathstroke? I did what you asked. I got you and your army here. I created a crisis, Pariah. Free me from this pain. You will get your way as soon as this world and its heroes are gone. Fine. If you just need more lambs for the slaughter, I'll bring them to you. So in other words, Deathstroke's been having a mental breakdown ever since the Shadow War.
Like, yeah.
And all Pariah does make it worse. Why can't you just leave us alone, Slade? I am so sick of you hurting my family. Not bad, Garfield. All it took to get you to man up was to be shot to the face. I gotta say, this is sad, given how one of the times they met, they had a nice, calm conversation, were civil to each other way back when.
Yeah, I brought that up when I did the Judas contract video. It was at the end talking about after the both have happened. That it was something that they actually talked out, and then it moved on from there. And
so this was, I think this is intentional. This is intentional, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that they had a promised ceasefire that he won't come after them, and they won't come after him. And even
it took Jericho to ruin it. It took Jericho to ruin it.
Yeah,
Jericho ruined it by possessing Slade or being enslaved and corrupting him during Jeff Johns' tenure.
Yeah, and that misunderstanding was never sorted out, and they just went whatever.
Yep, but yeah, everyone's there trying to figure out how to get back, but they also realize Ollie might not make it there.
Oh.
So yeah, so they decide, like Pariah said, I know what that crybaby said. I'm not leaving you here. I'm not saying that I'm going with you. I'm always with you. Okay, no more prep talks or sad moments. If Hal and Barry think they have a way to get us home, there's no one else I trust more. Brave and the bold.
Huh.
Oh, geez, Darkseid ripping Frankenstein in half.
It's a character who survives it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like killing off or maiming Piccolo in Dragon Ball, because he kind of regrow his limbs and you can just wish him back.
Or just put him back together. I mean, heck, he had one of his two hearts ripped out. During Blackest Night.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, look, Jace shows up. Yep, and then more and more heroes showing up. More and more. Yes, heroes, worlds will live, heroes will die. Pariah is open, showing for the Justice League. Now this never gets resolved. We just accept that they came back.
Like Firestorm, both Blue Beetles, Booster, and Oliver.
Steel. And Steel.
Oh, that's Steel. I thought that was. I thought that was Jaime.
And that was Connor.
Connor, not. You mean that's not Ollie?
Yeah, that's Ollie was.
Oh yeah. Connor also has his father's looks.
Yep, my dark army, bring me more heroes. So basically, by putting them on their own other worlds, is what's powering his device. Which again, if you ask me, that's much better than gathering up all the magic like Alexander did.
It's a different version of what he did, because Alexander also talked about that these heroes were supposed to be inhabited in these different Earths. So he's pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, it's not the Great Darkness, it's its own power gone mad. The connection he has with the Dark Army must be channeled by his anti-matterkin, which is what he used. So they decided to reuse his device, and I say, this is the best change that's been written in anything! Because it's actually bringing up about him actually being from a tech genius family, but he says, I know a thing or two. This is better than anything John really did in his entire run.
Yeah. it's sad that it.
Oh, and this moment
yeah.
when John finally gets his moment, as Jared loves to bring up.
Yeah, I can understand it.
And I agree with this. This
Yeah.
solidified Teen John.
Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't build up on it with similar feats after it.
You're right. It is too bad. But yeah, dealing with Doomsday and all of them, he is just ready to buy him time. And then they zap at him with his antimatter, which then sends him to his own world. It didn't kill him; it just sent him to his own world finally.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder, why did he just use it on himself?
Because probably there wasn't anywhere to send him yet.
True.
Or even if there was a place to send him to, it wouldn't have those worlds wouldn't have lasted.
True, that's true. But then, even Black Adam's trying to come and help him. Like, John, I bought them time. I hope you're proud of me, Dad. Tomb! I heard stories about you since I was a kid, Doomsday. Never again! I love that. And then everyone shows up.
How kind of strange that Batman had to... Okay, Batman probably had to change costume. But when he was in the beginning, he had the Batman...
Well, so did Superman, though. He had a different look. But of course, Ali wasn't there. Ali wasn't there. Everyone is just there. I don't care about the multiverse or any of you. A contract is a contract, and I'm not done until all of you are dead. So basically, the Great Darkness now went into Slade. And I gotta be honest, this is a good final fight for that. Having it be in Slade.
Yeah.
Now, this one I'm just going to skim through because this was also just a fun story that has been referenced a few times. The Big Bang. Now, this takes place after 7, but still, I love this idea of just giving us an excuse to show off some of the other new Earths and have Ali and the Antimatter show up.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty much already shown that 23 was always the one with Calvin Ellis.
The race band.
Yeah.
But we get then the Dark
the Knights of Steel.
Yep. Earth, the Kingdom Come Earth, but then we get the
same as
Jurassic
always.
League. Jurassic League.
27. Wasn't that 27 that's something that they had
left open?
Left open. But someone online tried to appropriate it for his
fans. Oh yeah. I don't care for that world.
Yeah.
I like the art. I don't care. I like the art, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know what Earth 55 is supposed to be.
It's probably supposed to be deceased because Superman lost his hand.
Yeah. Vampires, Tangent.
That's the same. And Tangent's the same.
Oh, I think that's the original numbering that they had that they came up with for the Batman and Junior and Superman Junior.
Yeah, the original Super.
Earth Prime.
That's supposed to be us.
Yep. Earth 28 is the mechs. DC Mech. Yep, he's there, and it leads to. Oh yeah, we get Just Imagine.
Just Imagine, and
so many of them.
Yep, and Earth X, then Earth 3 as the usual.
Earth 93 is Milestone. No, that's not Milestone. No idea what that is.
41 is the
Super Doomsday one.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But again, just having this great fight and everything.
59 is the
49.
49 is the
Deceased again.
Oh yeah, Deceased again. Yeah, go back then. No,
that was 55.
No, 55. Okay, so
hold on. Earth 49 is Injustice. Wait, that's Injustice? That's Injustice?
Yeah, doesn't look Injustice. Doesn't look Injustice. This
I think they listed near the end. 66 and 789 for 79, 77 and 89.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, that's what they mean for the Superman stuff as well.
78. Okay, that makes sense.
78, 89.
Yeah, 17 is the
again, I say this. Oh, it's the. Oh, I love it. You brought your backup. We got all these different versions. But yeah, they deal with the antimatter, take him out, send him packing. I like it because he was nowhere there at all. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
So 49 was that was Injustice.
Okay.
And 55 was Deceased.
Okay.
I
think they mixed it up because
53 2 is now the sapient, the meta-simian instead of 53.
Yeah, 51 is the commandy one.
Dakota
50 is still
milestone is 93.
Yeah. And 50 is still the Justice Lord's one.
Yep. Oh, they mentioned Green Lantern Legacy. And Teen Titans Raven. The young adult novels.
Yeah. And Gargoyle of Gotham was only planned out this early.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I think, well, I say, let's be honest, the fact they included just the Jurassic League and DC Mech in here already shows a lot of stuff was that much ahead of time.
And Earth 31 is no longer the Frank Miller universe.
Nope, that is, yeah, you're right, it isn't. Which one is it, I wonder?
Let's go one by one.
Well, actually, to be fair, it wasn't in the in Morrison's 52. And Dark Knight was never in one of the Earths.
That's the same. Batman Beyond is still the 12 one.
Okay, so it was pre-Flashpoint that it was Earth 31. Pre-Flashpoint. It hasn't been that way in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since the new 52, it's been the Leatherwing one.
Yeah.
I wonder if they mention if it's been renamed or not. Oh yeah, it says here, a yet-to-be-named version of Earth 31 exists in the post-Flashpoint multiverse. They just haven't specified it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45 was the Super Doomsday.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love this. 1996. Yeah. They mentioned the Amalgamated Universe.
Uh-huh, yeah.
See? Mysterious Amalgamated Heroes requires further investigation.
Yeah, because lawyers can't.
I love that, though. I love that. They actually reference it without anything else.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Serial numbers filed off.
I love this story. I love this story because it helps set everything else up.
Oh.
Again, we lost Pacheco that year. That was one of the worst years for comic creators.
Oh.
But now, final issue. And yeah, we're seeing Dick as, he's been pushed to the edge at first. But he's finally, yeah, like the darkness never goes away. Basically, we find out from Deathstroke again how much he hates Legacy, because look at what Legacy has done in his eyes. Like, you ready for round 2? Slade, it was always going to come down to you and me, kid. But you feel that out there, your old man, the Justice League are making a comeback. Yeah, basically you feel like, nope, not going to work. Like, just be a father to them. I was there. I was the one that brought them and that hurt into their life. I am sick of trying to be something I'm not. Slade, what are we up against? And now it's so much bigger than us. You're right. Pariah showed me that we're all better off in the dark. That's why I'm shutting it all down. No more pain for anyone. I will say the other thing about why Deathstroke is perfect for this. He's always straddled that line. He's a complete villain, an anti-hero.
That's the one thing that actually makes the thing that actually makes him a compelling character to do stories about, because he started out pretty much just doing what he did best.
Yeah,
and then there were the consequences that came from that, and even then he still tried. He made the attempt to do better, but the circumstances and the end results, they always came back to push him back. With Grant's situation, the way how he ended up causing Joseph to become mute.
Yep, and then with Jericho,
Rose is basically a result.
Well, he caused Rose. He caused Rose to stab her own eye out.
Yeah,
but it goes down with Jericho.
Rose was conceived as a as a result of Slade cheating on Adeline. That's actually a flaw on himself.
Yeah. And again, then he pushed her, again, partially because of Jericho, but then he just got getting worse, and then he tried to get back up again, but then ended up, I mean, this, in a way, this also plays out what Priest did very well with his Deathstroke run.
Yes.
He's not a good man at all, but he keeps on trying to do good.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. He tries to be, but he's not very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those cases, and that this is just him finding it. That's why Respawn, Rose made a good point. You hardly knew him, but it was like that was just the breaking point, the bridge too far.
It was a chance to start to try to be good again, and it was taken out in between there. The potential they could have been for characterization for him to become better, it was denied.
Exactly. So now we have Dr. Light after absorbing the light of that created the multiverse. So she's the opposite of what's in Slade. And then we have everyone else just showing up. Just this big, huge fight as everyone is dealing with all of it. And Black Adam sharing all of his power, which I gotta say, yes, this is blatantly done because of the movie, this moment here. But at the same time, again, going over what Jeff Johns was doing with him, this is a logical conclusion.
Yeah, good balance with the both situations.
It just happened to be the movie pushed them to do this. But yeah, they finally put up, but then Nightwing absorbs it, but because he doesn't have any of that hatred in his heart, he purifies the great darkness. He finally, and I love this with Dr. Light. Join my light with your speed, Flash. The Dark Army's power is strong, but the Speed Force merged with the light creation is stronger. For years, I've always stared at the stars, always feeling incomplete. Pariah felt what the Monitor gave him was a curse, but I saw it as a blessing. Pariah and the others before him failed to save the infinite Earth because they wanted to control them, to find perfection. But perfection is boring. The multiverse needs to be free, to be infinite. I love that! That right there sums up the problem that's always been in the other events. You had villains trying to recreate the multiverse. So, of course, it was going to end up bad. Always. But when you have a hero try to fix it and be realizing, who cares about perfection?
Yeah, perfection would have been like a complete list of everything that is
which is what we had.
Realized. And that's the...
That was the limitation of what multiversity and everything.
Yeah, and that's the whole... And technically, it's also kind of a broken base that you can give too many people the freedom to let their fan fictions become canon.
Yeah, but having it be an infinite verse to be free, and it's stable. Our multiverse powers the infinite, and the Dark Army are being pulled back to where they came from. But yep, we didn't see them just slamming. I'll take him beating on him. I love this. And now you would fight alongside them, protect them. I would die with them. And I just read another thing. Slade and Black Adam are similar. Think about that.
Yeah. If you look at, like I said, like we went all, Slade was to do what he was good at, and Black Adam was someone who
old-fashioned values. Yeah, old-fashioned values.
Yeah, old-fashioned values, and told to be a protector of some of it.
Unless you go with the version where he killed and to steal the power, but I don't care for that.
Yeah.
So they end up wailing on him. One last fight, and he says, I don't want what happened to my children to happen to your children. No one should ever know that pain. I'd rather the whole world burn instead. But if this is the day that I die, legacy dies with me. But then Rose just talks him down. You're done, Father. You need help. Please trust me. Rose, I didn't want you to hurt like I do. I know. The darkness passed, so did the red skies. But yeah, families reunited, everything. Dr. Light explores her new connection to the multiverse. Concerned her power might be too much for one person. I hope they don't make her a villain. They're trying to find Ollie. The Incarnate's still watching everything. Corrigan is again bonded with the Spectre, but that doesn't last. And the Quintessence has been restored. Darkseid's back in Apocalypse. Luthor's, of course, getting prepared for what he does with wiping out everyone's memory of Superman. And then Slade has lost his the serum that made him who he was. And apparently someone shuts them down, but that just never gets resolved yet. And then everyone, like nothing they can believe, and they can believe it was a great darkness if it will help them ease their worries. But yeah, it was all in his head. But yeah, and then all the rookies helping rebuild everything. I love this also. When are you going to start a family, Hal? What are you talking about, buddy? My family's bigger than anybody's. Huh. Yep, we then see Black Adam. But of course, Black Adam, he's going to go back.
Yeah, and there on that panel, he's drawn to look like
The Rock. Yep. They meet up with him. Also, is that what I think it is? After Black Adam said the Justice League were dead, I never believed it. If you were really gone, I know. But the others feel the world without Justice League. So I made a speech to make sure our friends and family knew we'd keep a light out for you. That our hope would burn in the darkness as long as the candles were lit. That your legacy would live on. Those candles made them feel safe. The same way this one did for me when I first took the vow. And when your parents died, it helped us through this. Bruce, are you? Dick, son, I appreciate that you kept that candle. I do. After I put on the cape and cowl for the first time, I was alone in the streets of Gotham against the darkness as it tried to drown me. But that candle was never the light in the dark for me. It was you. And yeah, again, making clear that he's always been the heart of the DCU. Always.
Yeah, it's a good idea to recognize, but not to work too much into it.
Which is what they've done. But yeah, they head on out there, and then we get sometime later, we get what happened with all that. We get Batman versus Robin, Superman's return, and the stuff with failsafe.
Yeah.
As we then set up the light.
Just.
Which have you noticed, Williamson has not actually written any of the main beats. When you really think about it. He's been setting up stuff, but it's been Wade and Tom Taylor who have been handling the main beats.
Yeah, but how slowly has it tried to get there?
And we never got who this is. He's wearing that armor and it's some of the Fused Superman, but is that supposed to be failsafe?
Or a early design that they can't redraw and release anymore.
Yeah. But either way, though.
And above, is that supposed to be the new Brainiac Queen?
Maybe. Or maybe that's failsafe. But either way. Oh, yeah, we also lost Kevin O'Neill that year. But yeah, so that was Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I gotta say, it is right beneath Crisis on Infinite Earths and Infinite Crisis for me over all we've covered. Would you agree with that?
Yes, when going through it in the whole one go and not just stories.
Yeah. You were saying, no, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
Yeah, if you look at it from that point, that the first Crisis was something of a
lightning in a bottle.
Kick-started natural disaster.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Then that is what, and then both Crises after it. If we go with Infinite Crisis, that was also something of a man-made incident. Also,
but, like I said, it's the vacuum salesman.
Yeah,
it's a vacuum salesman approach where it's like, here, dust on the floor. Here, let me show you, clean it up for you.
Yeah, and then in this case, it was also trying to another kickstart and another natural disaster.
Yeah, but this one did not have as much of a major build. Infinite Crisis matched the original Crisis for build-up, if not surpassed it in that regard. This one, it had better build-up, but not great. But even for not that much build-up, it was still better than so many of the other events. Better than Zero Hour, better than Metal and Convergence and Death Metal. I put this above those because it feels like it connects to the other two, don't you think?
It's kind of still the structure is like if you go with Crisis on Infinite Earths had the issue numbering of being 12 issues, and that could be cut into the 3-act structure.
Yes.
The others didn't actually have the same as much.
No, they were just big events. Yep, like look at Infinite Crisis. That one you can cut in half. Like everything up to when we found out about Alex and Superboy Prime, and then everything after that, before and after.
Yeah.
This one was one complete story. There's no way you can cut it off. But again, this one felt grounded enough compared to some of the others, but still fantastical enough to be counted as a crisis. It didn't go overboard like metal and death metal.
Yeah. Grounded stuff. It still happened in the main universe.
Yeah,
you could see the effects of it happening in the sky.
Exactly, but at the same time, it didn't get too. Like, there was no cosmic being when you really think about it. There was no. The Antimatter was just saved for the Big Bang story, and all the Dark Army was contained. They were not going all out like they normally would. In fact, that's the one downside I would give it. The Dark Army was so built up. Great idea, barely utilized. Barely shown to be at its full potential when you have that many powerhouses.
Yeah, because they were all essentially on a leash.
On a leash, a chain leash, yeah. But again, overall, I would say, like I said, ranking all the crises, it would go Crisis on Infinite Earth, Infinite Crisis, and Dark Crisis. Then after those, I would say Death Metal barely gets the 4th spot. Then 0 Hour, Metal, and then Convergence. Convergence is at the bottom, but only by comparison to the others.
Yeah. With the original Metal, you could actually say that it wasn't a proper crisis, but it was just an introduction to the next crisis.
Right,
and build up to the next crisis. But that's pretty much why we can have different rewrites and fix-ups to it, like what I did.
Exactly, but again, comparing them all, this crisis, and Final Crisis, actually no, I take it back. Final Crisis is at the bottom by comparison because it's not really a crisis. Convergence was more of a crisis than Final Crisis.
Yeah, let's go with that too, because Final Crisis was more of a story that Grant Morrison wanted to have told, and it was then turned into crisis in the middle of it.
Exactly.
Not as much as how Flashpoint was just a last-minute crisis.
And also, here's something else. Look at each of the different those 5. We get 5 great creators. We got Marv Wolfman, Dan Jurgens, Jeff Johns, Joshua Williamson, Scott Snyder, and Grant Morrison doing those different crises. But it's also showing the strengths of those creators. Jeff Johns and Joshua Williamson are so similar yet very different. And Scott Snyder has this wild imagination. Let's be honest.
Yeah, imagination. That's kind of
he's closer to Grant, but more superhero-y than even Grant is.
Yeah, it's you can say that there are the ideas, but they're not structured well enough to work with each other.
Grant's Final Crisis is like this. You can have a creative philosopher writing a comic.
Is
that a good way of putting it? You have a creative philosopher.
Yeah.
Whereas Snyder's work is when you have a creative superhero writer at Morrison's level. And then, like I said, Jeff Johns and Joshua Williamson, those were just pure cosmic superhero stories that were creative to a degree, but they were focusing on being a superhero story first. Snyder was about blowing up the toy box. And then Convergence was a work for hire. Let's be honest, that was a work for hire. And 0 Hour, Jurgens did good, but let's be honest, 0 Hour was just a Band-Aid. That was a Band-Aid event.
Yeah, putting on a Band-Aid on a gashing wound.
And it fixed a lot of stuff, but then it caused more trouble. But again, the crisis, those two, that's why I put Infinite and Dark Crisis so close together, because they feel so similar, yet still different.
Yeah, you can see that those were planned out better than those other ones. With 0 Hour, it was something that it was something to do in a response. And that's why it ended up felt rushed and not done as well.
And Jurgens had some good.
Crisis, that had a good lead on, and it was clearly planned. Then and this story they had also kind of plans on how to do it, but it was but because of the crowded nature, it was just framed so that you could only see the struggle and not see the effects until besides the Big Bang.
Again, and then the medals were just balls to the wall. Would you agree with that? That's how you would describe it. It's just balls to the wall. Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, that would be like a kind of story that it's fun to go through on the first time, but then when you reread it and come back to it, you start to see the flaws in it.
Which we did when we went over it. Still enjoyed Death Metal. Still enjoyed it, but oh boy, is that just way too much. It's basically, it's unfiltered is what it is.
Yeah.
Is that a good way of putting it?
Unfiltered and something that someone who Snyder should have had someone to write it with him to get the edges ironed out.
Exactly. But again, that's why I keep putting it. Jeff Johns and Joshua Williamson are the types who could write this cosmic level stuff and still make it work. And that's another thing we see about also. It fits in the trilogy as well. You have the big, huge, cosmic epic of the first one, the Crisis on Infinite Earth, 12 issues. Then you get Infinite Crisis, 6 issues. Half of the cosmic level stuff, but still being super heroic, epic. And then you get Dark Crisis. Less cosmic, but more focused on the super heroicness of it.
Yo.
It feels like, the epicness gets condensed, but in a way that a trilogy would do.
Yeah. No, and with the different creators, actually, they actually somewhat well established that they worked on what came before by the other creators.
Yeah, where Snyder just simply pulled something that Bendis would do, and that's this, make his own continuity.
Yeah, the whole, when did this happen?
Yep, exactly. But again, so that's it for our Crisis coverage. A roller coaster, wouldn't you say?
Yo.
But, no, okay, I haven't talked about where I stand. Where do you rank the Crisis event? I just give you my list.
Okay, the Crisis that we're going to
number one. We can all
still go with that. Yeah, that's the standard, the high bar that you should need to
exactly.
Infinite Crisis, works well, and going through it like now, and pretty much like I have gone through and I've been attention to a dyslexic going through it with someone else that helped properly comprehend it. So Dark Crisis works much better when it's comprehended. Yeah, and like I already said, 0 Hour, Band-Aid done in response, hastily in response, not thought out as well as,
but still kept held together pretty well. It didn't fall apart at least.
Yeah, and then Convergence was a placeholder because they were moving and there's stuff to be done there.
And then the medals and Final Crisis.
The medals were good ideas that were not executed well. Someone else could have taken also the idea that actually stories like Metal, those are stories that you could that invite another creator to remake it better. Or make a superior or better remake of it.
Or better yet, it shouldn't have been canon.
No, or not be canon, like it pretty much.
Yep, and then Final Crisis, like I said, philosophers writing a crossover event.
It goes that way.
Yeah, but would you put that at the bottom of the list too? By comparison, it's not saying it's a bad event. Or would you put Convergence at the bottom?
Okay, what else? Let me.
Go ahead.
And
I'm sorry, I'm almost picturing like you're doing one of those hollow type of.
That's sorry, I thought I said because I'm doing that too.
I get that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not thinking about rankings. I think it's better to be done like categorizing it into different boxes.
Yeah.
Like the trilogy, it stands in the this is how it goes. Then goes the. I think 0 Hour and Convergence they can be in the same box, but Convergence can be a little higher because it's clearly not done as in a similar kind of rush.
Right.
And then we could have a metal being their own, like canon, non-canon, but still like good ideas that could be ironed out and done better.
And Final Crisis stands alone. It just stands alone.
Yeah, that's on its own. That's on its own box. Let's go with that.
Yeah, because when you see about you just said Final Zero Hour and Convergence kind of fit in similar things, but yeah, Final Crisis is the odd one out. It's the odd duck out when you really think about it. And it should not have been considered at the end of the Crisis trilogy. I mean, I would say this. It makes more sense as a Crisis trilogy if it's the Identity Infinite final. That works. But being the final part of the trilogy for Crisis, Infinite, and then Final, no.
Yeah, the only thing I think that could make it be the book ending finale is that Barry was lost during the first Crisis, and Final Crisis was brought him back.
Yeah, because otherwise it had nothing else to do with the original Crisis at all, aside from the monitors, but even then barely had anything to do with it. Yeah, so that's it for our Crisis coverage. Next time, we'll probably be you and I doing Dark Knight Returns. I know you have no plan on doing that yet, but it's giving you a head start nonetheless.
Yeah, like we could actually help me start to do notes for the opening of that video.
Yeah, you have no plan on writing it, but at least you'll remember what I point out and everything.
Yeah, I'll just start the Word document during that.
Yeah, exactly. But until then, see you guys on the next one. Take care.
And may your heart be your guiding key.